Joining us now is Ramaco Resources CEO Randall Atkins. Randall, it's great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Delighted to be on.
Okay, so you cut the ribbon today. You had an event. How long has this Brook mine been in the works? And perhaps even more importantly now, how quickly can you start to begin to extract these critical minerals?
Well, we bought the mine site about 15 years ago. We permitted it about 5 years ago. And frankly, we discovered the rare earths about 7 years ago and have been working very hard to kind of shift the focus from a traditional coal mine to really a critical mineral mine that has basically critical minerals and rare earths commingled with coal. So we started mining actually last month. We are going to build a pilot plant for processing this. It'll take us probably better part of a year for that. And then we'll go into commercial construction to build essentially a plant that will take the coal and turn it into rare earth oxides.
So you're basically looking to stand up a vertically integrated supply chain from extraction to final production?
We've got a supply chain that at the moment looks like mine to oxides, but candidly, the government has encouraged us to consider the possibility of taking this all the way to either magnets, because we have heavy rare earth magnets, or rather oxides, and we also have critical minerals, so it's even conceivable that we would be able to go from mine to semiconductor wafers, because we have gallium and germanium, which are key ingredients for semiconductors.
So what did you think of the MP Materials deal that was struck with the Pentagon yesterday, in which the government's going to take a large stake in that company, create a price floor for and also end markets for their magnets? Are you interested in doing something similar with the government? Are you engaged with the government in talks?
Well, I think, first of all, it's a smart move by the United States, because essentially you've got a nation state that is trying to do everything to stop or impede anybody getting into the rare earth business except for China. So in order to do that, you have to simply block and tackle and establish commercial markets which are transparent, that have transparent pricing, that have in-use contracts that you can count on the counterparty. And so I think what the government is doing is essentially stepping in to try to create a level playing field. And I think that's well overdue, and I think that's necessary. And as far as ourselves, we have been involved with the government from day one. Essentially, two of the national labs from the Department of Energy have helped us since we initially found this. We have got some discussions going back channel right now with the Defense Department. But I think, at the end of the day, as I said, this will be America's mine, because we have about 1.7 million tons that we've discovered using about only a third of the site. So the other 2/3 we expect to have similar type of results. The U.S. only uses 10,000 tons a year. So at that basis, we've got probably well over 100 years of supply just in this one spot.
Randall, is there a line here where government involvement you think would go too far in rare earths, whether it was a certain level of investment or control in companies, or is this so nationally important that even if they were to have very heavy influence in the industry, that would be fine?
Well, I think, again, this is a very nascent industry. Obviously, there's only one other company involved in rare earths that really began 70 years ago. So we are the next one that's just getting started. And I think, again, back 70 years ago, there wasn't a nation state like China that was trying to put everybody else out of business. That is the case today. So I think government involvement at this point in the game is necessary. Whether that continues throughout the cycle of rare earths over the decades and years ahead, it remains to be seen. But I do know that the nation has a critical need and a strategic need for rare earths. As Secretary Wright just said, what do you use rare earths for? Everything that you push a button on. So we do not want to be dependent upon China for that. And to the extent that the government can step in and have a helping hand and be a reliable counterparty, I think that's very positive.